Ahoy, welcome. This is a special episode. As you may have guessed already, I have another student of mine to talk to today. So I hope you will enjoy this ride. Get your favorite beverage ready, chill, relax. This talk will definitely be worth it because I have Whitney here with me. Welcome, Whitney.
Hi, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I'm so happy that you agreed. I know that for like tons of people, this is like a huge step out of the comfort zone. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
And
you're
can you
welcome.
just briefly share some basic info about yourself, why you and Czech, and all
Yeah,
this stuff?
yes, definitely. Yeah, so as I just said, my name is Whitney. I am from the United States, and my husband, who's also from the United States, we moved to the Czech Republic 6 years ago with one child, and then a second one was born. And we came at the invitation of a Christian nonprofit. So we work here doing English lessons in the community, but also partnering with a local church and doing different types of outreach. So, mhm.
So Czech is really important for you because obviously, like you are not here short term. You really need to um,
Exactly.
like become a part of the community because otherwise you wouldn't be able to really live here.
That's right. Yes. And we live in Poděbrady, about an hour outside of Prague. So there are a lot less expats this way, as well as fewer English speakers in general. But we want to get to know people in the community and build relationships. Like you said, we are here long term, and so Czech language is definitely really important for us.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a huge advantage, I guess, because you are much more motivated to speak in Czech than
That's true.
like usually, those who live in Prague, because obviously in Prague, like you can live without knowing a bit like a word in Czech if you want.
Right.
So when you compare it, what it's like for you today, because I can say that Whitney is fantastic. Like your level of Czech, you are really able to have deep talks in Czech,
Mm.
and like achieving this level that requires like a deep knowledge. It's not just surface level.
Mhm.
So I would be really interested. I think it may really help people how you did that. What
Yeah.
helped you? Because you are obviously your mother tongue is English.
Hmm.
So, and with, check all the structures, cases, and the stuff. So, what helped you?
Uh-huh. Yes. Um, oh, I feel like there are so many things. But when you put it all together, I think a lot of it comes down to actually your method of teaching in the smaller doses, but more frequent interaction with the language that is really impactful and productive. So it's not just general exposure, but it's like productive exposure. Um, Doing things like homework with my kids has been helpful to me. I've used lots of Anki flashcards to get more and more vocabulary, which I often forget. But being able to have conversations with you on a regular basis has really helped me to be motivated and encouraged to have more and more conversations with people in the community and in my daily life. And I think it's the more frequent usage is what really helps it stick. And then it builds upon those foundations so that I can kind of fill in the gaps where things are missing or things I might have missed or didn't understand. I can start to process then and add to the structure. So,
Yeah, it's thank you.
yeah,
I'm so happy. I'm
hopefully that
just
made
like
sense.
going back in time because obviously like we have been on in this together for some time
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
a student teacher. And I remember at the beginning, it was a little bit challenging for you to get used to this system of like 15 minutes. And that's
Uh-huh.
done. And I know that at the beginning it was like, ah, it's already over.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just started to talk.
Sure.
But now you can see how
Hmm.
beneficial it is, how like that it's
Definitely.
much better in the long run than like having like longer
Hmm.
lessons
Hmm.
like with less frequency.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it really works magic.
Hmm.
It's yeah, I love it. I wouldn't go
Yeah.
back like even for I don't know what amount of money.
Uh-huh. Right.
Because I know it really works. I can see it
Hmm.
with all of my students.
Yeah, it's true. I previously took lessons twice a week, and the lessons were an hour and a half each with a
Oh,
group of students. The teacher was wonderful. The students in my group were great, but it was so hard to retain the information because it was really like it was too much at once. And
sure.
my progress was consistent but very slow. And I
Mhm.
noticed much faster progression in the language and my abilities when I started doing the classes that were every day for 15 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Like you have like this hockey stick,
Hmm. Yeah,
you
yeah,
skyrocket.
yeah. It's
And
exciting.
mm, uh, what helps you? Like, obviously, we talk, like, most of
Hmm.
our
Hmm.
lessons are about talking. What I love about you is like, we kind of swap from like these free talk lessons and then like we focus on certain like particular grammatical point and again like we learn and then
Hmm.
we start talking and this dynamics is awesome.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I love that you keep challenging me.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's great.
you come like, I would like to learn ho and ye. And now you
Yeah,
know.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. I
And
just
my
try to
brain
rem
is like,
Mhm.
how can I do that to have fun? That's interesting. And how to
Yeah.
do it so that like you really can like are able to use it in real life,
Hmm. Hmm.
so that it's not just like done.
Right. Yeah. I try to think of situations and remember situations that are frustrating for me when I'm not able to communicate the way I want. And then I
Uh-huh.
bring it to you and I say, can we work on this? Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is something that is a
Exactly.
challenge for me.
That's what I love. Like bring real life. Bring real life
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
otherwise it's
Hmm.
useless. It's just like
Hmm.
learning for learning. I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned that you have kids. That's another aspect, in my opinion, that tons of foreigners experience here because you move
Mhm.
here, you have a family here,
Mhm.
and then your kids all of a sudden, because they start attending kindergartens and schools, like the educational system, there are lots of foreigners whose kids are able to speak much better Czech than the parents. I don't think it's your situation, but you definitely have like the expats around you. I bet.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, what do you think? What it's like for for families? Like,
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's both a challenge and a celebration.
mm-hmm,
Because at times it was really difficult even for my husband and I to study Czech because of having young children. We couldn't really do intensives or and even getting together with people more regularly was sometimes challenging. But at the same time, like you said, as the kids have gotten a little older, I have a first grader and a second grader now, along with a new baby. And they go to friends' houses for play dates, and we go to different events in the community because of the kids that build connections that we didn't have. And so it's kind of fun that that we get to share in the language learning journey together. My daughter, my oldest, she loves being able to teach my husband and I new words that she knows, and she's a better conversationalist than either of us. So she's much faster to think through her sentences. They're more natural for her. So she will translate for us sometimes. My son is starting to get the same way. He is really able to teach us some things too, and so that's fun. And then we can play games together in Czech that are learning games for all of us. But so it's neat that it's like this journey together as a whole family. And then when we go back to America, they have a secret code language they can use around their cousins. So
Spy game.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Mhm.
And let me check. Mm, uh, I need to ask you, what's your favorite word or expression in Czech?
Oh, goodness. A favorite word or expression. I really, of course, like zmrzlina because of the meaning. It's like associated with many happy times. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I like that.
Okay. And is there any word that is not, of your liking? It's like, oh my God, again, this one.
Uh-huh. Um, I feel like a word I try to use often, but it's often difficult for my tongue is určitě. I
Jasně.
feel like it's a helpful word,
Jasně.
but it takes a little practice. And
Yeah.
the number four.
4, no jo.
Yeah.
To říkáš hezky.
Uh-huh. But I have to concentrate. It is exercise for my tongue.
Jasně.
Hmm.
And are there still like any areas you feel kind of intimidated, despite the fact that like your Czech is really, really good?
I sometimes feel intimidated, even still, after 6 years of living here with like tikat and vikat, because I really don't want to appear rude to people in either direction. And so it just feels like an extra step in thinking through sentences
Mm-hmm.
because
And
sometimes it's generally I'm speaking more casually with friends or with children.
yeah,
But then if I want to really be polite with someone, be more formal, I have to make sure that the habit of the informal words don't come out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Actually, was it for you really challenging? Because it's not only about learning one language. Basically, when you
Mhm.
start learning Czech and you really want to understand Czech people, it's learning two languages.
Yeah. Yes,
Because
it's true.
textbook version is totally different from real life.
Yes.
Uh, so, how did you, um, how did you deal with it? Because
Hmm. Hmm. Yes,
what
yeah, definitely. I feel like if I'm taking a test, I can do pretty well in Czech. When I'm speaking with people in the store, I can feel totally lost, and I'm like, "How is this possible?" But you're right; they do feel like two totally different languages. And so, one thing is asking you questions and hearing your feedback and everything about what are things that people say in common everyday language
Mhm.
um, in the community, out and about, but also just things like songs and movies really help me to hear the way people really speak
Yeah,
to
exactly.
each other in everyday life. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
because the differences are huge, or
But
especially. Mhm.
yeah, I would say that I also really enjoy speaking with older people because they speak more like a textbook.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
generally,
yeah.
I can understand them very easily. But also, like, they have fascinating stories. So, mhm.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, th this was one of the main reasons I started the podcast because I couldn't find like resources where like foreigners could see like both versions. side
Yeah.
by side, so that
Yeah.
like they get the chance to like really make sense
Hmm.
out of it.
Yes, and that's how I found you was on Instagram, and your posts were explaining the everyday Czech versions of how people really say things versus what's
Ah,
in the textbook, and that
I
was
didn't
really
know.
helpful to me. And so I saved I started following you on Instagram and started checking up with these posts so that I could learn the everyday way people talk. And then
Thank
that was what led me to reach out for lessons. So,
thank you.
yeah.
That's, like because we don't have time to talk about this.
Yeah.
There are other,
So that was new, huh?
important tasks, so
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Mhm.
And what are the topics you love to talk about, like with your Czech friends?
Hmm. Well, we often do talk about kids because that's a big part of our life. But also we talk about just relationships that we have, whether that is with family or friends, things like that, and what's meaningful to us. What are our goals for a certain season in life, and how do we support each other through that? Um, what are the hard things that people are dealing with, and how can we be there for each other? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And you like it blows my mind you really are able to express this in Czech. So like
Yeah.
in a beautiful Czech.
Well, thank you very much. I think it has just taken a lot of intentionality to look for how to say these kinds of things, focus on what
Mhm.
are the words that I need to talk about this kind of stuff, and then practice that, practice that, practice that.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
really put it into action, not just
Hmm.
consume. This is what like majority of people don't realize
Hmm.
that like it's not enough to click
Hmm.
unless you start really saying the words.
Yeah.
It's somewhere like in the universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And hmm. Is there still anything that you would like to focus on? Like, what's your goal, let's say, in
Hmm.
1 year period,
Hmm. Hmm.
considering like Czech language?
Um, I think I would like to feel um, much more fluid in conversations. I feel like there are still times when it takes me a while to process what I'm hearing or
Mhm.
to formulate the sentences I want to say. And oftentimes I will have to intentionally simplify what I'm trying to say because
Okay.
it takes me a while to get it out.
Okay.
So even though we can have I can have conversations with people and they're great, um, I think if they can move even deeper to just to be more fluid, to be picking up on speed, I feel like is a goal for me. Um,
Okay. I'm really surprised because, like when we talk together in chat,
uh-huh.
you really are able like reply. Like the interactions are so fluid.
Oh, really?
It's like, yeah, yeah. So
Maybe I need
it's
to
really
video myself.
surprising to me, like to hear this. But okay,
Yeah.
I get you. I get you.
Hmm.
In some conversations, it may be like definitely challenging.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And
but
probably
it's
just
good.
to feel like I have a good grasp of each case in terms of each of the cases, like knowing what verbs and everything and what prepositions go. I have a general idea, but I know that sometimes I still mix things up and mix up the endings. So there are things like
That's
that that are a
normal.
little difficult, but it works. People know what I'm saying.
Like even Czech people make mistakes with that. It's
Yeah,
just so
yeah. Hmm.
complex, so don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And we will definitely practice. Like no doubt.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
You will come with something again, like in a
Yes.
week.
Yeah. 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 Probably next week.
Okay. So are there any resources for you that you find helpful? Obviously, like the conversations with people are the best, like
Hmm.
the interactions, like No doubt about that. But let's imagine that, you want to study on your own.
Hmm.
What would you go for? Like where you can see that it really helps you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, one resource that I think has been really helpful for me, and I mentioned it like early on, was the Anki flashcards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it takes a little time, like if I make my own flashcards and everything, but I've noticed in seasons where I've used it pretty regularly, I know those words. They're in there and they really work. And I feel like it has really helped to expand the vocabulary. And if the vocabulary is there, then I feel like I can sort of piece together the grammar with what I'm learning. So,
Yeah, and we should mention that, like you really have a brain for languages.
I really love
I
it.
don't
I
believe
enjoy
in
it.
that, just so you know, but like, you can talk like multiple languages and even really challenging ones. So
Yeah.
would you like to share?
Yeah. Well, that probably definitely helps me in my Czech learning as well, is that I have studied other languages
Mhm.
before, and spent time abroad. And it's really interesting to me the languages that I have studied in the classroom. Um, I can still read them, but I can't really speak them. But the languages that I learned being in a community, being with people, learning just by experience, by immersion, those languages I am still able to communicate in much more so than the others. Now, I've still forgotten a lot of things because I haven't used some of them in like 10 years or more. But yeah, it's just interesting to me that because they're learned by experience, they're
Mhm.
much more immersive. So there's a lot more, I guess, for the brain to hold on to. Um, yeah.
I think it goes with emotions
Hmm.
because, when you learn and like you are in that situation and you are
Hmm.
really, really immersed in that.
Yes. Yeah.
There is this like that
Hmm.
twist,
Hmm.
that helps you like really remember.
Yeah, yeah. Which motivates me to really use my Czech as much as I can because when I'm using it in real life with real people, that's when it's gonna stick even
Hmm.
more. So,
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely. Okay, is there anything else you would like to share, with the people who are watching or listening to this episode?
Yeah, definitely. I would say there are seasons to language learning. Um, Sometimes you will make a lot of great progress, and sometimes it will feel really slow or like you're going backwards. Um, but like I let that be an encouragement that not every day is going to look the same. Not every season is going to look the same. And be kind to yourself because it's okay for seasons to look different because that's how life is designed. Even nature reflects that to us. So I think take your time and just keep trying, just keep going. Like steady progress is actually probably much better than really fast progress, I would say. Take your time, keep going, and just be consistent. Yeah. So,
Can I sign it?
yeah. Yeah.
100% agree.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much. I always look forward to our lessons because it's a real blessing, you know. It's like such a nice interaction
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
us.
I
So
love them.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't wait for us to create something more in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
Let's
great. And I really appreciate you as a teacher and as a friend. I think you're wonderful. So,
thank you. Thank you,
yeah.
Whitney.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much for listening to this episode. I hope that all the information that Whitney so kindly shared with us has, shown you that there are ways, there are options, there are possibilities, and it depends on you what you make out of it. So definitely jdeme na to, don't stop because the sky is the limit. Mějte se hezky, ahoj!
Ahoj!